Miss Nusra, and I will continue to our next subtopic, which is 2.3 Living Processes in Multicellular Organisms.
Hello guys, I am Paimon. I am the top student and assistant of Miss Nusra.
So, in this subtopic, we will learn 4 important outcomes, which is to correlate the uniqueness of specialized cell structure with their function in multicellular organisms, to identify the specialized cells in multicellular organisms, to distinguish specific organelles densities with specific cell function in multicellular organism, and last but not least, to describe the effects of the lack, absence, or failure of an organelle's function for a specific cells in multicellular organisms.
Wow, I am very excited to learn this topic. What are we going to learn today, Miss Nusra?
So today, we will be going to learn 5 important things in this subtopic, which is human cells, plant cells, cells organization in human, tissue organization in plant, and last is density cell components and specialized cell function. So, are you ready, Paimon?
I'm ready!
Alright, did you know humans and plants were called multicellular organisms because of the various types of cells which are different in size, shape, and arrangement?
Wow, impressive! How many types of cells that we humans have, Miss Nusra?
Yes, we have 6 types of cells, which is muscle cells, nerve cell, white blood cell, epithelial cell, red blood cell, and the last one is the sperm cell.
Then, how about the plant cell? Do they have the same types of cell as us, Miss Nusra?
No, plant cells have a different cell from us. Plant cells have 6 types of cells also, which are sieve tube element, xylem vessel, palisade mesophyll cell, spongy mesophyll cell, the gut cell, and the last one is the root hair cell.
Wow, the name of plant cell is very hard for me to say.
Well, each type of cell structure that humans and plants have will correlate to its function, and each type of cell is specialized to carry out a specific function. Let's get to know more about this type of cells. Epithelial cells are thin and flat cells that cover the outer surface of organs, such as skin or the digestive tract. It is functional to provide protection, aid in gases exchange, and helps in nutrient absorption. Muscle cells are cells that contain many fibers, aiding in movement. Muscle cells contain a lot of mitochondria to provide energy for muscle contraction. It is functional in contraction to produce movement. The nerve cells are cells that are long and thin in shape. The nerve cells have long dendrites and axons. The axons were covered with myelin sheath to provide a faster transmission of nerve impulse. Nerve cells are function in transmitting the nerve impulse from one part to another part of the body. Red blood cell is an elastic and flexible cells that contain hemoglobin to transport oxygen. Through its elastic and flexible shape, it allows the blood to squeeze through thin blood capillaries. It also has a biconcave disc shape that helps in increasing the ratio of surface area per volume.
Red blood cell, also known as erythrocytes. The lifespan of red blood cell is around 120 days.
White blood cells, also known as leukocyte. It is a cell that can change shape to easily squeeze through the tiny blood vessel to the interstitial space to hunt the pathogens. It is functional in protecting the body from pathogens. A sperm cell is a cell that has long tail to help the sperm to move. They also contain mitochondria to provide energy for the sperm to swim to the ovum in the fallopian tube. It also contains enzymes that help the sperm to penetrate the ovum. Now, let's learn about the plant cells. Paimon, can you tell me how many cells that plants have?
Sure, Miss. Plants have 6 cells, which are sieve tube element, xylem vessel, palisade mesophyll cell, spongy mesophyll cell, the gut cell, and the last one is the root hair cell.
First is sieve tube element. Sieve tube element is a long cylindrical tube arranged from end to end. A mature sieve tubes have no nucleus to provide more space for transportation. They also have a sieve plate with no lignin. Sieve tube element is functional in transport organic substance such as sucrose, amino acids, hormones from the shoots to the other parts of the plant. Next is xylem vessel. Xylem vessel is consisting of porous long tubes to transport substance efficiently. The xylem has strengthened by lignin to prevent the xylem from collapse. The xylem has functional in transporting water and mineral salts from the roots to the whole plant. palisade mesophyll cell consists of long cylindrical cells that are arranged vertically and close to each other. It contains high chlorophyll density. The arrangement allows maximum absorption of sunlight for photosynthesis. Spongy mesophyll cell is loosely arranged with lots of airspace in between. The large airspace allows exchange of gas from the inside of the leaf to the palisade mesophyll cells. Both spongy and palisade mesophyll cells are functional in felicitate gas fermentation. The guard cell is modified lower epidermal cell with thicker wall in the inner side. It has chloroplast that helps in producing glucose. It also has a large vacuole that controls the osmotic pressure of the cells and aid in controlling the opening and closing of the stoma. The guard cell is functional, control the opening and closing the stoma. Paimon, can you tell me what is stoma?
Sure, stoma is a pore on the surface of the leaves and the other area parts of higher plants that allow uptake of CO2 for photosynthesis and the loss of water vapor from the transpiration stream.
Very good. Next is the root hair cell. The root hair cell has many mitochondria to provide energy to absorb more mineral salts through active transport. The root hair increase the surface area, aid in maximizing the absorption. The root hair cell functional in absorb water and dissolve mineral salts in the ground. Now, we already finished learning about the different types of cells in human and plants. But how can these cells combine to create a complex organism like humans?
I know this. The cells combine themselves and forming a tissue.
Correct. So tissue refers to groups of similar cells with a common function that work together to perform specific tasks within the body. These tissues come in various types, each with its own role in maintaining overall health. Human tissues are the building blocks of the body and they can be characterized into several types including epithelial, connective, muscle. Each type has a unique structure and function that contributes to the proper functioning of the human body. Epithelial tissue in the human body comes in several types, each with distinct characteristics and functions. The main types of epithelial tissue include simple squamous epithelium, simple cuboidal epithelium, simple columnar epithelium, and stratified squamous epithelium. Paimon, can you explain to us each of these epithelial tissue?
Sure can, Miss Nushra. Simple squamous epithelium are thin and flat cells that form a single layer. They are found in areas where rapid diffusion or filtration occurs, such as the lining of blood vessel and the air sacs of the lungs. Simple cuboidal epithelium is a cube-shaped cells that typically found in glands and their ducts, as well as in parts of the kidney tubules. They are involved in secretion and absorption. Simple columnar epithelium is an elongated rectangular cell that often found in the lining of the digestive tract. They aid in absorption and secretion. They can be ciliated, having hair-like structure called cilia that move the mucus. Stratified squamous epithelium is a layer of flattened cells provide protection and are found on the surface of the skin and in the lining of the mouth, esophagus, and vagina.
Muscle tissue in the human body comes in three main types, each with its own unique structure and function. Muscle tissue is including the skeletal muscle tissue, smooth muscle tissue, and cardiac muscle tissue. Connective tissue in the human body comes in various types, each with distinct function and characteristic. There are several types of connective tissue in human body, which are fibrous connective tissue, loose connective tissue, cartilage, adipose tissue, bone tissue, and blood.
Tissue organization in plants refers to the way plant cells are structured and arranged to carry out specific function. Unlike animals, Plants don't have complex organ systems. Instead, they have various specialized tissues that work together to sustain the plant's growth, support, and overall function. These tissues include the epidermis for protection, vascular tissue for transport, ground tissue for storage, and meristematic tissue for growth and repair.
The tissue organization of plants can be summarized as the mind map shown. Parenchyma tissue is a thin-walled cells that loosely arranged with space between them. It is functional in provide support and shape, stores food, and conduct photosynthesis. Collenchyma tissue is an elongated polygonal cell with unevenly thickened cell walls. The cell walls of collenchyma tissue are thickened by cellulose and pectin. It is functional in provide support to herbaceous plants, young stems, leaf stalks, and petioles. Parenchyma tissue is a rigid cell. The cell walls are thickened by lignin. It is functional to provide support and protection to the plant. The vascular tissue are made up of xylem tissue and phloem tissue. The xylem tissue are function in transporting water and mineral salts from the roots to the other part of the plants. Lignan xylem tissue walls provide support and mechanical strength to the plants. The phloem tissue are functions in transporting organic matters such as sucrose from the leaf to all parts of the plant. The density of certain cell component is related to the specialized function of cell. Inside a cell, various structures and organelles have different densities which are closely linked to their roles. For example, in cells specialized for energy production such as mitochondria, there is a high density of membranes and enzymes to support efficient energy production through respiration. In cells responsible for protein synthesis like ribosomes, there is a dense concentration of ribosomal RNA and proteins. That's all from me. Thank you.